Hello, this is Dr. Brisbane. In this video, I will help you understand your biopsy pathology report. After your biopsy is taken, your tissue is studied under a microscope by a specialized doctor called a pathologist. The pathologist sends me a report that describes your tissue. Your report shows many columns and numbers, and my goal is to help you understand what the columns and numbers mean so that you know what's going on in your prostate. The first column shows us where the tumor is located. Negative numbers mean the tumor is on the left side of the prostate, and positive numbers means the tumor is on the right side. The next column tells us if the cells in your prostate are cancerous. For areas with cancer, you'll see a Gleason score. The score is also known as the grade of the cancer. A Gleason score is made up of two numbers. These numbers grade the cancer based on how the cells look under the microscope. To further explain the Gleason score, I'd like to use an analogy. Imagine you take a picture at a marathon and you show it to me. I can estimate if the athletes are walking, running, or sprinting based on how they look in the photo. It's the same thing with a biopsy. When I take a biopsy core, the cancer cells are frozen in time. The biopsy tells us how fast the cells are growing by looking at how open the cell lumen is, how well they interact with their basement membrane, how they're folding and interacting with other cells, and how dense the tissue is related to the background stroma. To use our analogy, a Gleason score of 1 means the cells are standing. A score of 2 is crawling. A score of 3 is walking. A score of 4 is running. And a score of 5 is sprinting. The first number in your Gleason score describes what most of the cells are doing. The second number describes the next most common thing the cells are doing. In general, we'd say you have to have at least 3 plus 3 in order to be considered cancer. For example, the pattern above, the pathologist would say that this cartoon has 3 plus 4. It's majority pattern 4, majority pattern 3, but a little bit of pattern 4. And the pathologist estimates the amount of pattern 4, and this looks to be about 10%. Now, if the percentage of pattern 4 changes place, so it becomes the majority, then the pathologist would group this as 4 plus 3. And here you'd say, well, it looks to be about 60% pattern 4, so that number would come first. The Gleason score has been around for many years and it's worked very well. However, there are a few other numbers in your report to pay attention to. The first thing is the cancer length. This is the length that the tumor is found in the biopsy sample. Second is cribriforming and intraductal tissue. These tissue patterns measure how cancer cells fold and are found in much more aggressive tumors. Finally, there's perineural invasion. Perineural invasion takes a bit of anatomic information to explain. The nerves surrounding your prostate are very close to the prostate, even growing through the capsule walls. I've shown the prostate here in yellow and the nerves there in green. Tumors that grow close to the edge of the prostate will have nerve fibers running through the cancer cells. So when we take a biopsy core, you can see these little nerve fibers surrounded by cancer. Perineural invasion means that the cancer cells are surrounding these little nerve fibers that you can see on the biopsy. This means the cancer cells are surrounding the tissue, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they've escaped. However, cancer cells will sometimes use those nerve fibers as a ladder to escape the prostate. So while that sounds really scary, it's actually quite common in prostate cancer, and it doesn't mean that the cancer has actually escaped. Cancer escaping means that the cancer has traveled either through the capsule or somewhere else in the body and invaded another structure. This will increase the stage of the cancer. We have a separate video on cancer staging for you to watch, but in brief, we determine the stage of the cancer using imaging tests such as MRI and PSMA PET scans. To sum it all up, when we look at your biopsy results, we look at the Gleason score and the PSA, and also the imaging to determine your stage. When we put all that together, we have all the information we need to start talking about treatment options. If you have more questions about this report, please reach out to your care team. Thanks for watching.